Right, I want that about there-ish, and I want you about there. Lovely. Oh, it's the same picture. Same picture. You're looking just as incredible as you did last week. I know that Boeing is not going to be happy, but oh well. Didn't he say, can you not have quite a terrifying photo in the chat? Oh yeah, and Tyler, no disturbing picture this time. There we go. Invites out. Took his time. Right, with that, let's right, I'm gonna have to turn the desktop audio on to start the intro so they can actually hear it. So let's go.
And he's pedal to the metal, go, go, go!
Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, wherever abouts you're from, and welcome to F9 of PSGL. I am once again joined by the still image himself, Mr. Jack Tyler. How are you doing?
It's such a bad photo. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final round of PSGL season 32.
Yeah,
What a season it's been.
it has. It's
Yeah.
been an amazing little season. We were so close to having a title fight in the end, but Yossi managed to win it without even being there. So today, Haas have also wrapped up the constructors, haven't they? So it's a fight for second
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, it's the fight for second place. It's a fight for pride.
It
You
is.
know,
Fight
a
for
lot of
pride.
drivers are gonna want to just absolutely showcase their talents. Obviously, for season 33, the sign-ups are open, ladies and gentlemen, for PlayStation and PC. If you want to get racing, I know Carter really wants to get racing. That's why he does a lot of it. No, you know, but we will
If I
see
was
how.
racing, I would be in the bottom tier, and I'd be the slowest in the bottom tier if they even let me in. But I am awfully slow on these games. However, you
Just
may
need,
not be.
just need to quicker.
Yeah, I
Yeah, I
just
know.
need to get quicker. Cheers, cheers.
PSGL F5
Much
champion.
appreciated. Right, well,
Yeah.
where are we going today? I know where it is. I just
There
want
you
to see whether
go.
you know.
Put your cowboy hats on. We are in the United States of America. We're in Texas, Austin, Texas, to be precise. Texas has hosted, I want to say one race before Austin in Dallas. A lot of famous races. I think it might be Dallas. No, it was Phoenix where the famous race took place.
Yeah.
Ignore me. But they have hosted in Dallas. I don't think it was a very good track. I think 1984.
Yeah, it was
I
those
hope.
dodgy years for the US, wasn't it? Those early 80s
Yeah.
where it all just went a little bit wrong. However, nowadays, the US is one of the biggest spectacles in Formula One. This track in particular, 5.513 kilometers and 20 turns, with 2 DRS zones and one being a rather long zone down at the back between 11 and 12. Notably, a couple of the drivers have already complained about there being quite a lot of glare down that straight. which means they're basically running blind into 12. They're not seeing a thing. They're just kind of having to hope and pray. So we could see some carnage go on there. Let's hope that it keeps civil, but at the same time, keep your eyes peeled. Other than that, though, little thing about this track, it holds the record attendance for a Formula One Grand Prix. 450,000 people showed up for, was it this year's or last year's race? It's this year's race.
This year's
race that set quite a hefty record, which will be difficult to be beaten by a couple of by pretty much every single track. But it's such a long circuit and it's got so many seats. It's a fantastic atmosphere down here in the south of the United States. Either way, though, we're switching lobbies by the looks of it. I was a little bit confused as why he sent another one out. Nevertheless, we're back. It's me again.
Yeah. Hello.
Final time. It's the final time, isn't it? It's quite depressing that season 32's over. It's been myself and Jack Tyler's first season together. However, don't get your hopes up. It might not be the last. We have been requested to join each other next season. Well, whether it
might just stay.
Yeah. Whether it fully goes to plan, we're not too sure yet. However, it's oh right, okay. Just unfocus me then. You know, come on, autofocus. You're better than this. There we go. Whilst it's not a definite, it's looking good. And I've got to say, this has been a lot more fun than F11. Doing that by myself last season, that was a little bit boring at times.
Oh, funny. It's kind of funny. No. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I've had a couple of good, commentary partners, but I've enjoyed this one a lot. I have enjoyed this one a lot. The banter level, we were very similar people, and it's been my favourite season. Even though the season hasn't been too dramatic and stuff like that, I feel like we are a good partnership, and hopefully, the head of commentary team, Jess, she's requested us to go together again, which I'm happy about. Depending on what league we're in, we'll find out. But we will be doing the OBS Algato.
Yes.
If I can find a face cam, I try. If I can't, then I can't. We'll just do a new picture every week.
Yeah.
Just it gets more and more depressing or like scary as it goes along. But no. It's been a nice season, to be fair. I feel like.
And I've got to say, the racing has been really, really good as well. Just on top of, just actual quality and like cleanness and people racing fairly, people have raced hard and they've really cared about every single position they're in. I love the fact that even the people that are sort of, down in 15th, 16th place, and you're thinking, I've got no hope of winning this race. You know what? They're still going out and putting in a load of effort to just keep pace, keep going, and try and get the best result they can.
And there's a good turnout as well, which you never usually see for the last couple of races. You usually see it getting a good turnout. I think it's 17
at the moment.
17. Well, it was
15. I haven't spectated yet. I have an awful knack for that. I have gone in a couple of times into qualifying whilst commentating. It's a problem. However, well, I'd say that I just haven't bothered with the standings. It was simply the fact that I forgot to switch them, and the fact that my Discord is so broken right now. It cut my laptop can't handle it apparently. So you're just gonna have to go off the basis of Haas have put the nail in the coffin, well and truly. It's a drivers and constructors win for them, and they've at the end of the day. Are they really going to be looking to go for another win? You never know. They might think, you know what, let's go out with a bang, with a very, very dominant season from Yossi. However, I don't think he's here at the moment, is he?
No, he's not. He's not.
Is he not going to show up at all?
From what I've heard from interviewing with the designer, he partied way too hard over the week, and he's still very hungover, so he's ill, I would say. That's the storyline we're going to go with, I think, today. That he's hungover from partying too hard.
Yeah, not very responsible of him. However, it is responsible to not
Don't drink and drive,
not
kids.
drink and drive. Yes, well done to him. You don't want him swaying around on the track. That wouldn't be very responsible whatsoever.
No, exactly.
Nevertheless, we've still got some big names that have been really putting on some great races this season. They guys include Archer, Georgius, Zartom, and Tam, who have still get confused over which one is which. The Morts, Stiggy in the Mercedes as well. All of these guys still joining us. Everybody's still here, as well as a nice big shout out to LRE Tristan, or as you probably know him, VE Boeing, who organises F9 and has done an absolutely spectacular job all season.
Yeah, he has done. But the one I'm looking out for is my very good friend. You know him. We've interviewed him a lot over this season. Biggie. He says he hates the track. We heard it last week.
Mhm.
But a little bit tells me he's been practicing a lot. He wants to win a race. He famously won a championship season without winning a race.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Wow.
F11 or F10. I was his teammate. He won the championship without even winning a race.
That's weirdly impressive.
Yeah, he comes second quite a lot.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, he comes second quite a few times, But there was a race in China. It was wet, fully wet.
Mm-hmm.
There's a stream on it as well. You can go watch it back. It's my last win in PSGL, actually. My win in Monaco got taken away from me. Sadly.
Oh, how very sad.
I think you should come race. I think you should start racing, Carter.
Oh, good God. No. Right, because F1 2020 and F1 2021, I raced. So my first game was F1 2019. And then, so 19 to 21, I raced loads. And I just haven't raced whatsoever on F1 22. Honest to God's, since maybe not even that, since maybe September, I have only ever logged on to F1 to commentate.
Yeah, it's literally the same with me.
Yeah. And whilst, don't get me wrong, I'd still really enjoy racing. My sim's just over there. I don't know. F1, I really struggled with this year's sort of physics, and I guess it just knocked me out a little bit. I've kind of transitioned over to primarily Gran Turismo 7, which PSGL does also do. Very, very good. A very, very good sim.
We do. Also, with Sims and Gran Turismo 7, don't forget we are sponsored by GT Omega for the season. We'll get that started now.
Yeah.
Not as good like Christmas Link, but still a good thing. We're sponsored by GT Omega. I think Carter did an advert for it earlier. If you use the code PSGL, you get 5% off. I'm doing hand signals so you guys can see me.
I'm doing them for you.
Yeah, I was waving to the camera earlier, forgetting I was a still image. So,
Well, there was a slightly better link you could have done.
Oh no.
And that is an announcement that we had yesterday that we have teamed.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so I'm talking about. Oh, I've gone out of focus again. Brilliant. I was talking about sim racing. Well, we've teamed up with SimStaff, who are an absolute.
Yeah.
And it's we give 100 new registrants for their newsletter. We'll be giving away 2 £25 vouchers on our Twitter account. So go and check that out, because who knows, it might be you. Nevertheless, we are finally going in. It's taken a little while. It's just loading through now. I think there was a couple of drivers we were just waiting for, hanging on to the very edge. However, let's get going. As per usual, bog standard, 18 minutes of qualifying, and then into the 50% race. It should be good. It should be clean.
Let's hope for some weather.
Oh, weather. This is the thing, though. We're in Texas, right? How much rain actually happens in Texas?
Not a lot, but it's F1, so...
It is F1.
You never know. So also, talking about weather and the USA, let's not talk about that at the moment, because there's a bit of a controversial thing going on in real life with America and China, with a weather balloon or spy balloon or whatever that is. But there's no spy balloons here, there's no weather balloons. It's dry. It's
It
sunny.
is dry.
The cowboy hats are out. That cowboy hats could be out as well. You know, the NFL team is around these parts,
Yes.
but we will see.
Well, it's now just a matter of who is going to come out first. And they are taking their time, aren't they? Throwing their setups on. Obviously, they do have to put all their setups on during this 18 minutes. So usually we have one. Usually we have one out by now. Here it is. It's going to be a Alpine. I think that's going to be Kiestro or Tristan. I genuinely have no idea. We'll just sit and wait. Oh no, Tisha. With that, that gives me a good opportunity to change those around. Oh, it's Windex.
No, it was an Alpine. See, I've got good vision.
Yeah, I could have sworn it was an Alpine. It was just a matter of what driver it was. But I think I've been a little bit confused with the blue colours on the left-hand side because they are really confusing, I will not lie.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? But PSGL season 32 is ending today for these guys. Many of them might not want to race again. F1 22, I don't blame them because this game is awful. It is not a very good game. Obviously, 3 seasons. Is this the second? Is this the first season? The second season?
This is the first.
It feels like it's those.
No,
So,
it's not.
like,
It was last season was the first, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Yes, it was because
Was it?
I remember my
No.
F11 race was the first on F1 22.
It can't have been.
I could have sworn. Am I wrong? I'm so confused. When did we start
You
this?
are.
No, we must have started this in like September. No,
Yeah,
before that,
we
like
surely did.
October.
August, wasn't it?
No, because we have
It's
11.
definitely-
We have 11 rounds, and we're in February. 8 rounds is 2 months.
Yeah.
So, sort of like the start of November, we started this season. We
Might be
surely,
the second
we
season.
surely
Yeah,
had
it
one
will be the
before
second
then.
season.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next one finishes in May, so yeah, we surely have had one before. Yeah, we have. I remember. Yeah, I do remember now. Yeah, no, it's silly. Well, Bundex is updated this flat there. Is there any McLaren? There's McLaren driver. I think Stiggy might be the next one. Yes, the next one. He always comes out early, does Stiggy. As Clark, I believe,
Stiggy's
speaking to his
a dirty
mother.
guy, isn't he? He doesn't like
And he's
to hang about.
invalidated.
And
He's invalidated.
I've got to say, these S's are going to be prove to be an absolute nightmare for a lot of these drivers. I can just tell.
Oh, definitely.
They are quite annoying. They're difficult to get right, but I think once you get them right, it flows really nicely and it works really well. Oh, just give you a little bit of sound. Why don't I?
Yeah, so I was just checking the last couple of seasons, and I just cannot remember. I just could not remember. The last season was so forgettable for me. In this season, not been a great season for me. This game. Who's next on like that? It might be. Apparently, Suarez is the favourite to win this Grand Prix. From what I've seen in the chat, he's really quick around here. Being quick all season. What can you say on him? He's been very good. Very, very good. Oh, I need to get comfortable.
Oh, taking a look, there's a couple of McLarens coming across the line. So that is De Mort's to start a lap. And the next McLaren across is also to start a lap. That's BR4.
4 minutes and no one's set a lap yet.
I know, it's been very, very quiet, hasn't it? Well, it is Suarez that's gone and set the fastest sector 2 times. So leads me to believe he's going to be the first one to set a lap.
Archer will be.
Will it be Archer?
Yes, it will be.
Oh, yes. Coming around the final corner, speaking of. Through he goes, and it is a 133.8 to start.
Not bad that.
Suarez really tops that, 133.1.
All right.
Very good start for him.
Who's next? Who is next? It might be. No, it might be midway. It may be midway. Be sure though. So around the penultimate corner. Obviously, in IndyCar, they go out as wide as they can, and Mitchell will hit.
Yeah,
Happy about that.
I was very interested to see that. So, yeah, obviously in F1, runoff very, very strict. IndyCars also race around here. I think they're about 19 or so seconds a lap slower, but they can just use all of the track, and they just get away with it.
Yeah, NASCAR's great around here as well. I don't forget now. Yeah, obviously Toto was built in 2012 for the penultimate Grand Prix in 2012. Not many people remember that Grand Prix. Very rubbish one. But it has received a lot of hate over the years. I don't know why. I think it's a big fact, personally. Maybe not for the racing, but it's a very technical and tricky track. And why just Singapore? It's quite long, quite tricky. A lot of elevation change.
Yeah, I rate it, to be honest. I think it's a decent track. And there's some great overtaking opportunities here. Turn 11 and turn 12, obviously, both of those sort of ends of that DRS straight are quite good opportunities. Both quite tight hairpin turns. On top of that, turn 1 always can cause a bit of carnage here, can't it? That long uphill into turn 1.
Oh,
here comes Windex across the line to start a lap.
Was it 2015 when Rosberg and Hamilton collided at turn 1?
Oh no, I don't have the memory.
In the wet? It was because it was that side of the title, didn't it? My F1 knowledge is top tier.
I try, but most likely I fail when it comes to F1 knowledge.
Such a young Carter. Yeah. But apparently, from the chat, there's rain. 56% chance of it.
56% chance. That is more than 50, which means it's more likely to rain than it is to stay dry. Don't get your hopes up. It's only 56%, but it's looking good for an interesting race. A little bit of rain around this track could be very, very interesting, to say the very least.
Yeah, definitely.
Just watching Zar Tom at the moment, who is on a flyer. He's on the medium tyres, interestingly enough. The only driver to be on the medium tyres as of right now. Possibly setting a banker lap. I can only presume that that's what he's doing. He doesn't really have any other reasons. But let him do his thing. It sets a nice, comfortable tone for him. Then that's sort of really all he needs. Most drivers in the pit lane are always coming into the pits. Most drivers in the pit lane at the moment. Scopes currently are on the out lap, just heading round onto the back straights. Zartam also getting going on a lap. He's currently just running through sector 1 as Suarez and Archer both leave for an out lap.
Yeah, he was very happy.
And there goes round Tam into the wall, and that is his qualifying over.
He won't be happy now, will he? I was going to say, he wasn't very happy last week, but the crack, he's going to be definitely happy today. The championship runner-up so far in P17 and will not improve on the background because he hasn't actually got the car to drive anymore.
That is totally and utterly devastating for him. He has binned it, unfortunately, and it was a purple sector 1 before that happened as well. So he was on a very, very fast lap indeed. And just not to be, as he slightly just got on the accelerator a little bit too early and spun it right round. Unfortunate for him, that means he'll be starting from the back of the grid unless somebody gets a black flag, which seems unlikely. However, obviously very, very possible.
Oh, before the seat behind the wheel, you never know.
You never know.
Lap now on the SS. Took the SS home actually. Even a Sebastian Vettel tribute helmet, as we've mentioned quite a lot over the coming week. Uphill we go. It's very hard, very easy for one to lose it on. And down the hill he goes in. So the probably one of the best places to overtake into the hairpin. You don't really want to overtake at that corner. We've got a massively long straight down here now. One of the longest ones in Formula One. And it's just smaller than a kilometre, I think. Don't quote me on that. And you have a hard braking zone in to sector 3 now. Well, nearly at the end of sector 2 into sector 3. Quite an easy corner. You can cut a little bit of it. Now we go. Verstappen battle fun here in 2018, trying to overtake Daniel Ricciardo. Yeah, now in a very tricky section. The breaking point actually goes downhill off camber. Well, yep, good corner there. Now we're back. Verstappen famously overtook Kimi Raikkonen off the track, and they introduced those burst stoppers, as they like to call it around this track now, into turn. I think turn 20, and up to turn 21, he'll brake early, well, late as he can, obviously, and then go around the outside. Will avoid the softest curves, and it comes across the line. The 133.611, 4 out of the current pole sitter of ROS.
Well, it was a pretty decent time, and it's got him up into the top 5 by a marginally comfortable level. However, Archer, just behind, going half a second quicker at the moment, is sure to knock out quite a few positions here. He's aiming for top 3 at the moment if he continues his third sector as the way he has before. But if that's improved as well, then he could be looking at a pole position. And it is at the moment, but it's only just 100 seconds between Mr. Archer and Suarez. Speaking of those, Suarez is coming around the final corner. Is he going to top that once more? Yes, he is, very, very comfortably. He goes with a 32.788 and puts himself 0.3 faster than anybody else on track at the moment. This AlphaTauri is on absolute fire at the moment.
He's going to be very, very happy about that time, and I think so. Bones tossed, and that's what I admire the AlphaTauri fan. Where's Mitwee in all of this? He's going to come up.
He's P13, and he's coming around the final 2 corners, just heading into the braking zone of the final. Round he comes. It's a pretty... Oh, it's a bit of a wiggly exit, but he is going to come across the line, and it's P2.
That might have lost him.
You know what? Had he not had that little wiggle out of the final corner, he'd be a lot closer to Suarez there. That was a tiny little mistake right at the very end of this lap, and I think that might have cost him... Maybe not quite enough for pole position, but definitely he could have been a whole lot closer. Either way, though, it's still P2, and it's just 183, off of his teammate Suarez. AlphaTauri are on a mission today.
It's because I'm wearing the AlphaTauri hat. My inner AlphaTauri fan is absolutely loving my life. If that was in real life, I'd be screaming. But, But yeah. VR4, it's on slow lap. That Fusion Gold might be on the second lap. He's going to go around the final corner here. P5, I don't know how
he's improved. He's improved through sector 2, only just. He's going to come across the line. It is an improvement, but not enough for a increase in his position. He'll remain P5, but he's just closed that gap up to Archer a little bit, put a little bit more pressure on him. BR4 as well has put in an absolutely flying lap, and he's gone P3, split Archer and Mitwee apart. Behind, Stiggy has just gone and set a time sort of about 30 seconds ago. That's put him up into P8 off of his pretty average banker lap. He was about 1.8 behind before. Now just 0.8 of a second. So he's looking pretty strong as he dives into the pit lane. Other than that, Zartom currently driving down. He's very much invalidated, and I don't think he's particularly ashamed of it, which, I mean, fair enough. If you're invalidated, you're invalidated. There's no point in sticking to the track limits now.
I mean, you can't really cut the track, can you? Because it's kind of cheating. So.
That is slightly cheating, but at the same time, you're not getting recorded for it. You're coming straight into the pits.
Well,
he's on 3% ERS. If he's not coming into the pits, then I'm concerned. In he goes, and that pretty much puts everybody in the pit lane, bar Demort, who's currently on an outlap. Other drivers that are out at the moment, I'm pretty sure just on ins. Fusion Gold definitely is, and LRE Tristan, I think, just put a time in. Yes, he's just cruising down the back straight. So it's now, I think, our final run's coming up. 2 minutes and 53 seconds to go. You've seen there very, very briefly. Now, do you think it's going to be an AlphaTauri 1-2?
I hope it is. Nah. You know what? I feel like we're gonna see a very surprise second place. By surprise, I feel like Real Baldy's gonna smash it.
Real Pordy? You think he's just going to spring out of nowhere?
Yeah.
It's a big gap to close down, just under 0.8 of a second between him and Suarez at the moment.
He can do it. He can do it.
I reckon he's got to put in a time at least 1.3 faster to be able to get himself in front and then hold off the rest of the pack. It's a big task for a driver that far back, P6, but it is possible. It's never not impossible, and especially on the PS leagues where it's immensely difficult, if not impossible, to install software onto your PlayStation. So luckily we don't have to deal with the controversies that unfortunately some PC leagues are experiencing. We're cheat free here in PS.
Yeah. Sorry for banging on the door, by the way. My sister's going crazy. But yeah, D-Morts is on the lap. He's the first one on the lap, I believe. Of the last runs. He's only his second lap as well, so he's not actually going to give that second lap. He's only done one lap before, so again, he's gone for the 2-lap push, basically. See how he goes down the back straight now. He's struggling for traction here, actually.
Oh, as LRE Tristan retires from the session. Zartam in the chat just says, hate myself. Please don't do that. Please seek help if needs be. But at the same time, that was a little bit of a silly mistake. Either way, heading into Sector 3 now. What's the most... right. Sector 1 or Sector 3? What's the more complex sector?
1.
I'd say 1. I think 1 is almost just like one big corner that you've got to nail on. Oh, that's a bit dodgy there from the Williams. What on earth was he doing there, wiggling in front of a fast lap, and then nearly gets himself caught up in a bit of a battle. But I think Demorts has managed to defect it okay, but unfortunately he doesn't improve on his time. So that is him. That was Tisho, I think, who's now spun himself around on the start-finish straight. So it's going to be a very, very slow starting thing for him, as he has retired from the session. In a very unfortunate place for quite a lot of drivers, because anybody starting a lap now is well and truly in a very difficult place. Nevertheless, Stiggy is going to be the next man to come across the line as he comes through the final 2 corners now. He's looking pretty decent. He was 2/10 up at the end of Sector 2. And through the final corner now, luckily that Williams has disappeared. He's going to come across the line. He's going to improve to P5, half a second faster. Very, very good from him so far. Let's have a little look. Yestro's going to be the next man across the line. How's he going to get on? Well, he's going to put it 1:34, and Wundex goes up nearly a second up into P12. That's very, very good from him. Real Paulie next through. He was 2/10 up at the end of Sector 2. Let's see how he goes. It is 2/10 faster, but not enough for a position change. Archer next across the line. Let's see how well he gets on. He's looking for a decent position here. It's not going to happen. He's not gone any faster. As I think around comes the next is the AlphaTauri, who's come across the line. Mitwee, it's a very slow lap from him. Demorts next. Scopez invalidated. Real Pordy out. Fusion Gold next across the line. It's a very, very small increase, and it is a very, very small finish. And I think there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's pretty much it. Other than Scopez, who comes across the line, he was invalidated anyway. That's done. Qualifying over.
Bit of a weird moment between Teacher there, Teacher and Demorts there. I don't think Demorts will be very happy.
No, I can't see him being particularly over the moon.
That was a bit of a weird incident, but yeah, Teacher's not happy with Demorts apparently. I've just seen that in the chat. But Demorts has an excuse. He was on the lap, you know.
Well, with that, qualifying looks like this. Suarez, Mitwee, BR, Archer, Stiggy, Fusion Gold, Wundex, Real Pordy, Scopez, Zartom, Dectisho, Demorts, Kiestro, Georgius, Tristan, Luca, and Tam round out our list for today so far. Well, join us back in a couple of minutes for race. Right, you join us back here in beautiful Austin, Texas. It's not quite as sunny as race day. Nevertheless, we are ready to go for 5 red lights. Here we go. And it is a rather slow start for a lot of drivers as they struggle to get off the line. However, it is going to be the leading AlphaTauri that does get into turn 1 rather comfortably, with the second getting a little bit caught up in a bit of bumper cars going through the first corner. It's going 4 wide just behind in the mid positions, and that's a Mercedes round in circles. Nevertheless, the two AlphaTauris hold on to their starting position as Archer leads just behind those. BR as well under quite a lot of threats, never looking behind, and it is pretty much single file through this section. It's difficult to get anything going. It was GT Fusion Gold in the end that was the Mercedes to spin around. You may have seen it just in the background of the picture. Nevertheless, it is going to be Stiggy launching one up the inside of BR4 down in turn 11. They are going to go side by side. It's going to be a much better exit for the McLaren. Taking a little look at what tyres people have gone for. It's going to be the front 3 on the mediums, and BR4 has switched to the hards. So a very, very mixed bag for tyres. We'll talk about that in just a moment's time. Nevertheless, what's just happened there? And there's a little bit of collision between the Mercedes and the McLaren. That has sent the BR4 round in a couple of circles. Well, that puts Stiggy up into P4 and Scopez right on behind. However, Demorts desperate to try and get past, and just behind we see the two Red Bulls fighting as Zartam has made up an amazing amount of positions in the first couple of corners. Well, he's up into P9 already, and he's looking for P8 here, and he could get it through this left-hander. He's going to keep a wheel in there, forces the McLaren to go rather wide off the track, does keep himself in there, and I think with a better exit here, he does manage to take P8. It's an absolutely lovely move from him. No moves up into turn 1 as of right now, but I think it's going to be the other Red Bull to go down the inside of this this McLaren, and can he quite get the move done? Just behind Williams having a little look as well, and doesn't quite get the move made. Good first lap. Yeah,
very good first lap. Bit of incident. But yeah, relatively clean. Obviously, potential rain. We also got this in qualifying.
Well, the clouds look dark, don't they, in comparison?
They do, but that might just be my TV screen. So we don't know.
Definitely, it's a bit darker. I can rest you assured on that. as Tom is fighting Tam at the moment. The two Red Bulls actually going side by side for a moment then. However, just in front, De Morts goes for P5 on Stiggy. On Scopez, does get the move made. Scopez did have a little look to try and go down into the dive bomb, but didn't quite get it done. As Tom overtakes Tam down in turn 12. Impressive little move from him.
That was close. I whistled there because it was really close to our turn, literally. I didn't mean to whistle, it was just my inner, intonation. But yeah, 3 times to the gap. Front brake actually stay quite close to each other. Doesn't look like they pick up too many warnings as well. So it's very attractive. It's very easy for warnings. So let's see how that goes. Towards the back of the grid between Christopher and Tristan. Yossi started the party in.
I was about to say, what? Yossi? I'm so confused. What's happened to Luca? Luca in the wall, down just after turn 1, heading through into turn 2, and that is not the race that he wanted. It's a broken front right end plate, so that will be him coming into the pit lane after the end of what will be a very, very grueling lap. It's a lap that needs a lot of downforce, especially through this first sector, and with a broken front wing, it's nothing but absolute hell. Nevertheless, managing it well and see how he gets on after the pit stop's made.
Yeah, I was just wondering, we haven't had the safety car in absolutely ages, have we? Well, I haven't seen the safety car in ages. We might have seen one 2 weeks ago when I wasn't here, but it's been a while. It's been a long time. Zartom launches one down the inside of Scopez, and Tom is driving like an absolute menace today. Up to P6, he's doing very, very well, as Tam was just battling with Wundex, who has launched one up the inside of BR, just watching behind. And is he going to be able to hold the position? Yes, he does. The midfield fighting at the moment is very, very vigorous. And it's Tom that's managing to prevail at the moment. It's a Red Bull sandwich for Scopez, who will be a little bit under threat from Tam, who's obviously wanting to gain positions. He's P2 in the championship at the moment, so it's obviously understandable. Yeah.
Gained a lot of positions since the start, though, hasn't he? He is up 9 places more than any other driver. De Mort comes second with 7 positions gained, but after that, it's 4. A lot of drivers have lost positions, though.
Yeah, it's the fact that you can overtake on. It's not a. Where was the last week? Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi. It's not Abu Dhabi. It's not Hungary. It will be on the calendar next year, Carter. Obviously, we can talk about the calendar next year, actually.
Will it?
What's your opinion?
I don't know. I don't know what the track is. I don't know what the Is it out?
Yeah. Go release.
I think that's just me not reading my phone enough. Nevertheless, sorry, Tam is very, very, very close to the back of the Haas here. He could hold a wheel in. Either way, he's going to force the Haas a little bit wide. He's going to keep the outside line here for this corner. He does keep himself in front. Just through the second right-hander, they go pretty much level. But for the inside line, it's going to be a great little switchback move for the Haas, as he brakes far too late for that. However, he does want to switch back. No, he can't. So the Red Bull holds position at the moment. Couldn't get himself past just yet. A little bit of too late braking. However, too much fighting like that, and all of a sudden BR4 can get involved in this. He's very, very close behind to these boys as well. 4/10 off of the back of Tam. I can see this possibly going 3 ways very, very soon. However, with a Haas with no DRS to the driver in front, it could be a possible move for the Red Bull into turn 1, but he's going to stay behind, interestingly enough. Perhaps he wants to just stay behind for the first sector, maybe take him through the back straight where it's a little bit safer to make that overtake. But interesting tactics from him.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, also, once his race ends, you wouldn't have to wait too long. You don't have to wait 21 days, 3 weeks, in fact, until the next race, which will be in Spain. So 3-week break for the PSGL season. I think 23rd of February, we come back, start racing again. Looking forward to that one. Maybe it might actually be 27th of February, actually. I think it is the 23rd. So it will be the 26th we return. So precisely 2 weeks, actually. So not even 3 weeks. And the deal will get past City here. City's
Yeah,
leaving.
a
They need to go for
very
100 mil.
a very, very simple DRS move there made by Demorts, but gets the job done, back up into P4, but a lot of time to gain. Also, notably, just as I sort of started looking away from it, Zartan basically did exactly what we predicted and used that second back straight to get the overtake done. He moves up into P7. However, not all that easily. There are quite a few drivers behind, beginning to form a bit of a train that pretty much all want the position he's in at the moment. So this could get a little bit difficult for him if he can't get on the pace soon enough, which, I mean, he has. He's definitely split himself a little bit, 0.6 of a second. But with DRS straights like this, that will bring it down a little bit. But I can see him escaping if he nails this first sector, because up to 0.8 now in parts. So the Red Bulls looking very, very strong to progress up the field together.
Yeah, they do, don't they? But, you know, we've got the Rebels in the midfield and AlphaTauri's at the front. Wow.
Yeah, it's very difficult. Sorry. Oh, what happened to Mitway?
He had a moment. He had a moment. I know he had a moment. I don't know where he is, but I can't remember. I don't remember Arthur being alongside him. But yeah, had a moment. I think it might have been out of sector 1. That, and yeah, he got overtaken down the back straight.
Oh, here comes the parade of people down into turn 12. No major moves made as of right this very second. But yeah, I was gonna say that it's almost like it's a very, very strange relationship, isn't it, to see sort of the Red Bull, you know, the dads and the AlphaTauris being like the kids of the two Red Bull teams. So it's very strange to see. It's almost like the kid is outgrowing the dad. However, they're doing rather well for themselves at the moment. The small Italian team, as opposed to the much larger Austrian team. However, they started a little bit further back, are progressing through the field nicely, but not catching Stiggy at a rate they'd particularly want to at the moment. And obviously Zartan has been split from his teammate quite a fair amount through the fighting. So that's going to take a lot of effort for him to try and catch back up. Possibly could use the pit window, which won't be for a little while now. We've got 28 laps around this track. So notably, Stiggy once again very, very close to the back of the McLaren, and with this DRS straight here, he could be able to absolutely soar past. He's going to go to the outside, interestingly enough.
Whoa.
And into the braking zone he goes. Move made. Stiggy back up into P4.
Back to P4, but is that rain? No, it's not rain. I can't see. Yeah, back into P4 he goes. Look, I feel like we need a bit of rain to spice up the Grand Prix. Does Nicky have a moment now? Am I seeing things? I have no idea. But yeah, you know, the top 3 is just closing away. Not many penalties given out, actually, surprisingly.
Yeah, well, very, very clean race at the moment, actually. Georgius being the only man to pick up a penalty as of right this second. I've got to say, I did think with Sector 1 that could possibly be a bit of a problem with possible, penalties. However, they've managed to sort of get away with it as of right now, and they're driving really, really well. And this is kind of thing what you come to expect with F9. Whilst it's still, you know, you think F9, oh, that's still quite low. You've got to remember, this is the fastest tier of assist drivers. So this is the absolute fastest there is of the drivers that still use a little bit of ABS help. Or, are other guys allowed to use the racing line? I can't quite remember. But either way, traction control and ABS, they've still got those aids. So they're still very, very good drivers. They just, obviously, they're possibly on controller and aren't quite as good at managing that ABS as they quite want to be. But they still show excellent driving. So don't get fooled by the fact that it says F9. Notably, Georgius has just managed to get himself down the inside of Fusion Gold. That gets him up into P12. Fusion Gold not being able to recover all that well from that early spin. He's up to P13 from P17. It's still a little bit of an improvement, but unfortunately, from where he started the race, it's not particularly where he'd wanted to be, down 7 places in total. Looking, where's our closest battle? I reckon it's between Real Pordy, BR and Scopez right now. These drivers, it's a fight for P8. Haas leading the few at the moment. However, the McLaren very close behind.
This race, there's a lot of gaps, but that mid pack is so close. Did not expect to be this close. I just want the rain to hit. If there is rain inbound, can it hit? And we also need that meow guy to come back there.
Yeah, we need some rain. I mean, the clouds are looking very promising for rain. They've definitely got the ability to rain, I'll give them that. But just will they? Like, just come on. Just put some water on the track, why don't you?
Actually, a little bit of water, it's a surprising look. But let's see. As BR falls on the back of Scopez, all good on the inside. This could be a P8. He's broken a lot of very late, but he gets it done. Hits the sausage curve. That move would have been easier on F1 2021 because there's no sausage curves there. Obviously, laser scan tracks now means there is sausage curve there. Is he going to go for the switchback move? You can break a lot later because it's downhill. Get it? Does he get it? He does. No, he doesn't. Not yet. Side by side through the triple right-hander. Go on then. That's me having you. He goes right on the outside. Can he squeeze it? He's going to have the inside line for turn 20, I believe. It's turn 20 or turn 19. They're still side by side. This is amazing. Down into the final corner. And finally, the motor has been shaped up from sector 1 has been completed. About 15 corners later, but Scope has come straight back at him up the hill. Is he going to send it? Is he going to send it down the inside? He is. It's a brilliant racing here. Down. Oh, has he got it? This is going to be...
Neither are giving up. They're still going.
There we go.
Finally. That was unbelievable to watch. The McLaren could not give up on that position. And even more so, Real Pordy and Wundex still not able to get involved in it. Well, the McLaren's gone off here. Could that open the door for the Haas to come and reclaim the position? He's going to have to go deep into this corner. He's going to keep the wheel in. They're going to go side by side down this straight. Now it will be the Haas with the DRS. So I think he's just going to pull himself back in, take the DRS and launch it through the inside. Yes, that is move made for the Haas. He gets himself back up for now. But I've got to say that is one of the best laps of racing I think we've had this season. Other than Monaco. With that and Monaco.
Side by side for practically a whole lap. Wow. Just absolutely incredible. Especially around a track where, side by side racing isn't too prominent. It's just down the inside, isn't it? But the top 3 now kind of spaced out by much. 2.6 seconds. So I was just controlling it at his pace.
Well, if you were looking at my screen, that was Det Tisho managing to get himself past Wundex eventually. Speaking of, he's coming into the pit lane. So, the Alpine, the first man to come in for non-mechanical reasons by the looks of it. I think this is just a tyre change. Or is it? No, he is having his front wing off. He has got problems. Oh dear, that is a problem for the Alpine. That pushes him all the way down to P15. It might come about even further behind. No, I don't think Luca will be able to get himself round in time. The top 3 really running away with this at the moment. They're still staying pretty much kind of close together, but not sort of particularly within a range to be able to fight. Zartom and Tam still staying at a moderately similar distance from one another. I'm pretty sure everybody's sort of staying about the same kind of pace at the moment. Which is interesting considering the fact that obviously we've got very different tyre compounds, the mediums and the hards, sort of ruling out of everybody.
I wonder if the medium runners are trying to stretch it to hard, for instance, for the rain.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think the hards are definitely in a more advantageous position right now because they can go longer and just keep hoping and hoping and hoping for that rain to come. Whereas the mediums, they're going to get to a point earlier on in the race where they're going to be like, we don't have a choice now. We've got to come in. If the rain comes next lap, the rain comes next lap. We've got to come in now. So that's a big bonus for the hard running tyres. However, it's a matter of will it rain? Will it rain, sorry. Because, I mean, whilst the clouds are full, you know, there's absolutely no blue sky, they're still quite light for the F1 game. This is quite overcast at the moment, isn't it? This isn't sort of rainy conditions. We need it to change. We need it to still change a little bit for it to get a bit more rainy conditions.
Yeah, we do, but you never know with this game.
Yeah, that's the thing. We can make as many predictions as we want about this game. It never ceases to amaze us how wrong we'll be, because it will always do exactly what we don't say. So, with that in mind, it's going to stay completely dry. There's not going to be a drop of rain in sight. Please, I'm begging. Well, the Haas is running rather defensive. Down Scopez and Biar are going to go side by side into turn 12, but the Haas does manage to keep the position defended. The McLaren is going to launch one through the triple right. He is going to take that position there eventually through that second corner. The Haas taking a bit of a wider line through there, trying to get a little bit of a better exit out onto this long right. However, I don't think it's quite meant to be. No, the Haas will well and truly stay behind. Notably now, Mitwee and Stiggy into the pit lane along with Zartom. Perhaps Zartam stays out, BR stays out, and I think it is just the hard runners that are staying out and the medium runners coming in.
Yeah, expected to be fair.
Yeah, so all the guys that have come in were medium runners, but the only other medium runners now we got is Demort, Archer, and Suarez that have started on the mediums. There are other drivers down at the bottom, however, obviously they have recently gone on to the mediums. So, interesting choice for them, going a little bit earlier than the other drivers. Perhaps they might be coming in next lap. You never know. Well, that's T-Show. Notably on the back of Mitwee, who has just come out. So he's going to be on a bit of cold tyres. Whether he can take advantage of that, he'll want to go pretty soon. See if he can make this move down the DRS straight. It's not going to be any DRS for the AlphaTauri. But it is not to be. Well, you're going to have to put up with my dulcet tones for a short moment as Mr. Tyler is having a couple of technical difficulties. So, whilst it's just me, it's Suarez, Archer and Demort into the pit lane. So, yes, exactly how I was expecting. They have come in the exact next lap. So, they're all banking on it continuing to stay dry through this race as they fit the hard tyres to go. Otherwise, exiting the track, and they're going to exit into quite a lot of traffic here. Notably, Fusion Gold is going to manage to get past Suarez. That puts Suarez and Mitwee next to each other. However, what's going on here? There's absolutely carnage in the midfield. Archer has managed to get such a massive advantage on these drivers. He's up to P4, ladies and gentlemen, in comparison to Suarez, who has just come in. 2 cars down and now fighting with his AlphaTauri teammate, who will be on nice warm tyres as opposed to the cold tyres of Mr. Suarez. And notably there, you quite obviously can see that pace difference. Either way, Mitwheat holding P7 at the moment. Probably won't be threatened for now. Fusion Gold staying just on the back of Archer, but Archer looking in an absolutely fantastic position at the moment with BR4 and Zartam both out, but yet to pit on old hard tyres, and with Archer, sorry, and including Scopez as well. But with Archer right on the back of Scopez, he's really in a good position to get himself back into the lead of this race. And was that a Mr. Tyler that I heard joining? Or was it a Mr. Tyler leaving?
Hello. My PC has frozen, so I've logged onto my phone quickly. I will be joining back on my PC hopefully soon, guys. But yeah, a bit of technical difficulties as expected. But I didn't miss anything.
When has anything ever gone right? It's
Exactly.
Fabi Mark Steiner, the man that ditched us all. Hello, Fabi. How you doing, mate?
You can't say that, Carter.
He went to PC. He ditched us. He didn't
Not
ditch
really.
PSGL. He ditched PSF9. I
Yeah,
mean,
fair enough.
if it's in the pursuit of better things, then fair enough. But you know, I'm still still
Bitter, you're
heartbroken.
bitter.
Yeah, it still hurts.
It's a shame. It's a shame, really. Fabi was a good man, but
Well, Mitwheat has got some pretty good speed at the moment. He's just got himself past Georgius, giving him and Suarez a car's break between them. However, the Alfa Romeo looking very, very fast with DRS wide open. Is very close. He could get a little switchback going here, but the Alfa Romeo just about can't pull it off. I mean, that's Scopez just behind Archer at the moment, who is still trying to stay on the back of BR. As Suarez manages to get Georgius as he's caught napping a little bit. I think he made a little mistake there. Well, what else do we have? Pretty quiet at the moment. Fusion Gold into the pit lane. I think that's the first of the hard runners to come in. It is. As everybody else ticks on for another lap. He's going to try it the undercut. Lap 16 of 28 to swap onto the medium tyres. So a pretty bold move there. Just over halfway through the race. I think that's about right. You know, that means his medium tyres are going to be about as old or about as worn as the guys that started on the mediums. So
maybe we will see.
They should be okay. They should survive, but it'll be a bit of a difficult one. He'll have to manage them nicely, especially in the sort of the later game where he'll probably have to defend pretty hard because his tyres will be a fair bit destroyed. Nevertheless, it's very, very close in some areas, but it's just a struggle with overtaking, isn't it? You know, they can be within a second of each other, but whether we see the overtakes or not is another matter. However, I had to bring you bad news. The Alpha Tauris got jumped by Archer, who sorted himself into a comfortable position a couple of 2 seconds up the road from him.
That's surprising, though.
Yeah, well, essentially, they came out into traffic as they left the pit lane, and Archer managed to just get himself through the traffic nice and quickly, whereas the Alpha Tauris took a little bit longer. About an additional 2 laps or something, and yeah, it's really paid the price for them. Notably, that is the hard runners in. That's Tam, that is Scopez, that is BR and Georgius, all into the pit lane. Speaking of, Demortz is going to go up the inside of Chiestro there. Chiestro might be able to get a switch back on, but no, he was just a little bit too slow through the corner. So that puts Archer in a pretty comfortable lead of this race at the moment. It's going to take a lot for Mitwheat to be able to try and catch up now. 2.3 seconds for the leader and on a lap older hard tyres. I mean, it shouldn't make too big of a difference. 1 lap as of right now. However, going into possibly the later stages of the race, we might see that be considerably more important. You know, a couple of percent here and there can really make the difference in the later stages of the race when you hit that cliff. Stiggy is going to go down the inside of Chiestro into turn 12. We've seen so many moves happen here today, and it is move made comfortably for Stiggy. So that puts him into P6 once again. Running around comfortably at the moment, Stiggy. Oh, what's happened there?
Teacher is just, he just spun it. He just looked through you.
Yeah, just saw T-Show sort of just stopped on track randomly. That is unfortunate for him. Who is close? It's Suarez that's close to his teammate Mitwee at the moment. That's our closest battle on track. A bar Fusion and Gold. However, the two AlphaTauris, I can't see them particularly wanting to fight too hard. Surely they'd want to team up to possibly catch up to Archer, who is increasing his lead. Now up to 3 seconds. So Archer really dominating the field at the moment after sort of battling with these two for the entire first stint.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm shocked at how much of a gap Archer's picked up, hitting a lap earlier. Well, that late earlier than Midway. But Suarez has lost out a lot.
Yeah, they're really struggling. Though have gained a little bit on Archer through the first sector. Luca goes and sets the fastest time down in P17. He's on fresh medium tyres. So, understandably, I'm guessing he just wants that point. Oh, what was going on here? And oh, what's happened? Safety car.
Oh, yeah.
What caused that? I mean, great, fantastic. It's a safety car. Why?
Oh, no, don't question it.
The racing gods have bowed down to us. This is beautiful. That is a sight I haven't seen in what feels like years.
Oh, it's so good to see.
The yellow dot on the track map, the holy grail of all things. I love how a little while ago they actually changed it back to it telling you it's a safety car at the top, and then they put it back to being sector 1, sector 2, sector 3 yellow, so you couldn't tell. No idea why. Like, they had it, they broke it, they fixed it, and then they broke it again. Incredible. Nevertheless, it's an Aston Martin, and an Aston Martin now leading the pack. It just substituted which Aston Martin it is. It's now the slightly more bulky one. Either way, cars are lining up. Couple people are coming into the pit lane as well. Chiestro and Tristan deciding to go for soft tyres, as well as other drivers, including Stiggy, Demorts, and Wundex, going on to fresh medium tyres. And by the looks of it, Real Porty will be going on to fresh mediums as well. So, is a soft tyre a bold choice? Is that... that's pushing it a little bit.
Throw that under the car.
I reckon you can just about make it's like 10 laps. 10 laps on the softs. Is it doable?
Maybe. 10 laps on the soft? No. No. 7, maybe 8.
Hello? Are you still with us? Because you're not...
Hello.
Aha, there you go.
Hello, sorry. They can probably go with 7, 8 laps at a push. We will
they're
see.
Probably going to have to pit again, aren't they?
Maybe.
You need an Alfa Romeo. I'm here. We do actually need an Alfa Romeo. However, it is the end of the season. But not to worry, Mr. Fabi Marksteiner. You can always sign up by going to the Discord. I know you're probably still in it. But for anybody else, you can go in the Discord and sign up for season 33. That's now open. We get going at the end of February, which should be absolutely wonderful. So it's quite a quick turnover between season 32 and 33. Should be great. Get back to some nice, good old racing. But I feel like a couple of weeks break is nicely deserved. Nevertheless, just keep doing that. And whilst you're down there, there's another link to this website called GTO Mega, and they're even cooler. They make some proper high quality stuff for surprisingly cheap. But use PSGL as your code, and that gets you a whole 5% off, which may not seem like a lot, but when you're buying sim racing stuff, that is an absolutely beautiful gift from God that I suggest you use. Either way, going back to the racing, how do you think this shakes things up? Who's looking in a really good position right now? I'm saying Mr. Zartam.
I have no idea who's in a good position. Tijo, why isn't he pit? Is he stretching it for the rest?
I don't know. He's on 19 lap old hards. He hasn't. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what his idea is, because he still needs to pit, and if he pits now, really to the end of the race, he's coming out at the back.
Yeah,
he has to pit. He hasn't got a choice. He has to pit. Otherwise, it's just a nice disqualification. Yeah, I'm just not quite sure what the plan is there. However, we should find out sooner or later, because safety car is in this lap. It will be the number 41 car, Mr. Archer, to get going. Keeping the pack nice and slow to allow the safety car to come in. The safety car's got a couple of corners to just pull away. And we'll see how we get going. These front three drivers condensed once again. All of that hard work that Archer had made pretty much down the drain, but he's going to have to try and do it all over again. We're going to have 8 laps of racing here. We're going to have laps 21 to 28. So it should be a very good little sprint to the finish. I'm thoroughly looking forward to it. Finally. Let's see, whenabouts does he decide to get going? He's going to hold it on the straight. He's holding it, and he is away. Finally, it is the Aston Martin, and it's green racing once again as the AlphaTauri gets himself out of the slipstream, interestingly enough. And, it's going to be the McLaren there, BR, that had a little look down the inside. However, to no avail, and that's going to open the door for the Haas to possibly go into attack mode. However, does back off. He decides, no, I haven't quite got the pace advantage there, though he had a very, very good speed through one of those corners. Unfortunately, getting blocked due to the nature of the S's. Looking ever so slightly ahead, and Zartam is right on the back of Det Show here and really trying to make advantage of the much faster tyres that he's on at the moment. He's going to swap to the inside. He's probably going to have the better brakes by far. Yes, he does. Oh. And through he goes into P4. So that is Zartam into P4. And Zartom as well, looking right on the back of the Williams. I think he could possibly get past if he uses a little bit of ERS down into this corner. I think he might go from a long way back. He has a look. He has a look, and he's gone for it from a very long way back.
Whoa.
Tom threw into position in the McLaren just behind as well. And it's absolutely chaos as the Haas wants to go down the inside. And it's going to go nearly 3 wide through here. They're basically running in 2x2. And the 2 McLarens next to each other as well, top to tail. So Zartom holding position, Scopez holding on, and there goes round Det Show. So he's now down into last place either way. Looking just ahead, and the Haas having a little look on Zartom. Had a little look around the outside, but couldn't quite make the position work. That's opened the door for the Mercedes of Fusion Gold to try and go past. He does manage him to get himself past. Can the McLaren go past, though? He is going to go down the inside. He's going to go down the inside on the Haas. He can't quite get it done. However, he could possibly have an opening through here, but no, he doesn't quite get the acceleration out of the corner. So that is Scopez remaining in P7 for now. And what a safety car restart that was.
Yeah, Mitchell picked up a penalty as well, and Archer's gone again.
Yeah, he's absolutely ditched him.
Suarez going to win this conference, and it's like, might be Archer. I don't think he's won a race yet, has he?
Well, this midfield fight at the moment is unbelievably close, as that Stiggy there just trying to go down the inside of Georgius to no avail. And looking ever so slightly ahead, and it's Zartam just 2 tenths behind the back of this AlphaTauri here. Obviously, he's on mediums compared to Suarez's hard, so he's going to try and take advantage of that. He can probably gain a little bit of time through these next couple of corners. At least that's what he's going to be aiming for. Fusion Goals managed to get himself past Scopez there through turn 12, I can only imagine. As now he runs behind the back of the other Red Bull. However, the Haas has launched one down the inside. All of us out of absolutely nowhere. However, Fusion Gold does manage to hold off for now. But the Haas isn't going to give up quite that easily, as displayed by that move. Rather impressive, but unfortunately couldn't quite make it stick. Mitwi also sticking on the back of Tam and Suarez. Archer a fair way up the road by now. That's a McLaren going side by side. That is BR who's going to go to the inside of the Haas. It's not quite move made. The Haas is going to hold in position, but yes, on acceleration he does manage to get it done eventually. And it's just attack as all. The Haas makes a big mistake there, which gets Demorts right on the back of him. Demorts couldn't quite capitalise on it because the Haas basically was swerving back across the track, just trying to recover himself. So Demorts couldn't get that pass. And it's one very big line at the moment. And once DRS begins to kick in, then we're going to see all sorts of chaos as it has this lap. Zartan, though, interestingly, trying to stay behind the AlphaTauri at the moment when I think that he should really have the pace by now. BR fighting with Scopez as of right this second. Causes a little bit of a mistake in the Haas, and that's going to allow the other McLaren to try and have a little go. Gets knocked onto the side, and I think that means he's had a little bit of a collision there with Georgius, that car behind, who does go to the inside. He goes for a nice little cutback there, which cuts off Stiggy massively. So that would put Stiggy in a very, very difficult position. That means he's lost one out to Tristan, who's currently running P11 at the moment and looking to attack these two. Notably, up at the top, it's going to be a final corner round, and that has allowed Tam to get himself through. That nice little late break there down the inside. Got him the position that he has wanted for quite some time now. That's Tam up into P2 with an amazing comeback drive as of right now. From 17th to 2nd as of right now. And with a couple of laps still to go and medium tyres, he could, in theory, close it back down. As of right now, though, towards the back of the grid, it's two Alpines fighting as one goes both go very, very much off track. I'm not quite sure who's at fault and who's going to give way to who.
That's right.
It's a 2.7 second gap between Tam and Archer as of right now. Lap 24 and 28 is a big ask. Do you think he can do it?
No. I'm going to say no. Just because those mediums gone through a lot already.
I love the blunt and honest. Blunt and honest.
Those mediums have gone through a lot already, haven't they? So, no.
I think the Ferrari's going to get a double overtake here on the Alpines. He has. Real Pordy down the inside. So long as he can make this move stick into the corner, it's a good braking by Wundex, but not quite good enough. Ferrari getting a lovely little double overtake there on the two Alpines. That gets him up into P12. He'll be rather happy with that. And it's very interesting, isn't it? Because the difference sort of between P4 all the way down to P12 is really, really minute. And it's almost throwing me off a little bit because I think, oh yeah, you're still quite close. I haven't gone that far away from the main action, and you're all the way down in P12. It's messing with me, I can't lie.
Yeah, I've been in those races quite a lot. Brazil is a bit. Obviously, we get it next season. That's expect that a lot. This car, especially next season. Brazil was one of those tracks. They will be like this for the whole race.
Well, that's all we can ask for, and that is Luca retiring from the session in the pit lane.
Come on, give us a safety car. Give us a safety car. Come on, give.
You know what? It's still this lap. This is sort of like the last lap in theory. We could get one as well. He could still manage it. It's down to 2 seconds. So he's done basically 7 tenths in a lap. Now 6 tenths. It's difficult. And down this straight, it's clear that Archer has got the straight line speed over Tam.
There comes BR4 and Tom.
BR4's gone for
the
it.
job done. He's
move
on job.
made, ever so slightly behind as well, and that's Scopez and Demorts battling a little bit rough, but Demorts has managed to get himself past. And
I'm confused.
big wiggle there.
Stiggy's absolutely sent it. But I'm confused with what Stiggy's trying to do here. Because is it rain?
Hmm.
Is it rain? No, it's not. I'm confused with what he's trying to do because why did he pit? He was in a good position. I don't know why he pit. I'm confused by it, but there we are. Hopefully we can get some clarification from him later on.
Yeah, I'm guessing his idea was to try and cut his way through the field. Unfortunately, the field has been pretty brutal this safety car restart, and everybody is not giving up on a single position, and everybody has raced really, really well after the safety car restart. So perhaps he slightly underestimated the competition. Perhaps. Either way, he's gone really lovely move through the S's on Georgius. Just capturing the ends of it there. Stiggy up into P10 now. 1.3 from the leader as Georgius made a little bit of a mistake there. Nearly opened the door for the Ferrari. Didn't quite get it done though. Couldn't quite take that much.
Tam's closed up massively.
Tam has. It's 1.4. Lap 26 of 28. This could get interesting towards the end. He just needs to nail sort of the next Sector 3 and Sector 1. And, he's going to be within DRS zone. Fusion Gold has got a move on Mitwee down into turn 12. Which is rather helpful for the Mercedes team. As Georgius makes a bit of a mistake there. That is him stopped on track. Unfortunately, not out the track. Not out the race, fortunately. Not unfortunately. We like to see drivers finish races. But yeah, Zartam now 1.2 from Archer with 2 more laps of racing. It's going to be tight. I mean, that is going to be unbelievably tight at the end if he doesn't make any mistakes, especially if Archer... something goes wrong. And just as I say that, Tam does get a little bit leery on exit. Up to 1.9 now. That's going to be a very big kettle of fish. Slightly towards the back. Sorry, go ahead.
It's a big mistake from the runner-up, and so I was on the back of it now. He's still closing up. I don't know if Archer's actually just keeping it.
Sorry, so this midfield battle could be sort of the most action we are going to have at the moment. As you can see the camera there rocking as the cars come past. All in a massive DRS train at the moment. However, that hasn't really stopped overtakes from occurring, as BR4 is rather close to the back of Fusion Gold and anticipating a possible move. Tam has got himself sort of roughly into a similar position as he was this time last lap. However, unfortunately, he hasn't got 2 laps to go, as Archer does come around into the final corner to start the final lap here of the United States Grand Prix and to start the final lap of PSGL F9 season 32. Well, Stiggy's had a mare. Spun round. That's him down into P13 there. I think he's sort of been let past Wundex, Tristan and Real Paudy. He's now dropped behind. So Stiggy really ending this season on a bit of a low.
Typical Stiggy bottle, that is.
It's a sticky.
I expected it.
And what's happened there? That's a car gone off track. That's Scopet. No, that's Mitwee. Going spinning off track into the gravel track. As a Tam has got DRS, has he?
He's got DRS.
He has.
Here we go.
Tam has got DRS.
I don't think it'll be enough. I think it's 1 lap too soon. 2 lap too late.
Yeah, 1 lap too late possibly. And that straight line speed from Archer is unbelievable. With DRS open, and he's still gained 0.3 on Tam, with obviously 0 DRS as well. And Tam really struggling to control the rear end on 11 lap old mediums. You can see him just skating around on track a little bit. So I think it is going to be Archer's win, but you never know. It's still got 3 more corners to go, now coming up to 2. We'll take a little look at him. He's had an absolutely fantastic little race. Someone that did very, very well, but wasn't really a favourite to win it. But he does come across, and Archer wins in the USA. He might not have been born here, but he won it.
USA.
Oh, our brains went exactly the same song.
Nah, it's a good win. Good win. Just from the man who's literally 15 years of age, but then actually might be 14. So,
Oh god, he's younger than me.
yeah, 2007. It makes me feel really old.
Ouch. But it was a very, very impressive drive. He's done extremely well. Qualified well. He's got himself up 3 positions. So wasn't in the best place to sort of score. But Tam, you've got to say, 14 places gained. Okay. He did finish 3rd in the end. I'm guessing that's due to penalties.
Yeah.
But that was a very, very impressive race from him, as that's an incredibly ugly photograph of his driver of the day.
Wow.
Yeah, first time watching live. Yeah, it's
I'm
nice,
just,
nice to
I've,
have you on board.
I've just roared on the live. No gritty, happily. Thank God.
Oh, you know what? That is the best way to end out a podium for the final race. No gritty is the single most heroic thing I've ever seen anybody do. Congratulations to all 3 drivers, to the Aston Martin, the AlphaTauri, and the Red Bull. They all weirdly have something in common.
Yeah.
But congratulations to all 3 drivers and all 3 constructors for what was a very, very good race indeed. After it, Archer comes home to win, as mentioned prior. And then in 2nd place, Suarez. 3rd, Tam. BR4 in P4. GT Fusion P5, Demorts P6, Zarton P7, Wundex P8, Scopez P9, Stiggy P10, Realpordi P11, Mitwi P12, Tristan P13, Kiestro P14, T-Show P15, Georgius P16, and Luca P17, with Luca picking up the fastest lap of the Grand Prix and being the man to DNF. So, what a great way to round out the final race of the season. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. However, I think we might not be done just yet. If any drivers want to have a little end of year chat, they're more than welcome to. Obviously, we do say podium positions are very much welcome. But yeah, let's wait and see. We'll be back with you in just a couple minutes. Right, you join us back for our interviews. And in particular, our first man to be interviewed is Mr. LRE Tristan. How you doing?
Uh, Not too bad, but I did. Yeah, that last lap was very chaotic.
Yeah, talk to us. How did your race go?
Well, it was not very good. I can say that at first, but my first stint wasn't that bad. I chose hard tires, which probably wasn't the best choice, but I was hoping for a safety car, which did come. And your reactions I watched in the commentary box was yeah, and that last stint on the softs, I think, wasn't too bad, but at the end I did spin and cost me points.
Yeah, sorry. I'm. Hello, Tristan. It's Jack here. I was going to say congratulations on your performance, but you spun. Obviously, that wasn't picked up. We didn't pick it up, unfortunately. So just describe to us what happened on that last couple of laps. I mean, it was still always getting very hectic towards the midfield. A lot of guys making mistakes here and there. Inexperience, as I like to call it. But just describe to us what actually really happened.
Well, the last few laps, you got the safety car, then you got the restart, and then hell was going left, right, and centre. And literally, I was trying to avoid collisions, of course, as you would, because starting that far back. Really, it's quite uneventful that last few laps, but everyone ahead, I was looking left, right, centre, people spinning off, especially I think Georgios and I don't remember who the other one was actually. And then you saw Stiggy at the penultimate corner losing it. It's, yeah, tyres and everything. I think medium probably would have suited me more than those soft tyres, which did go off at the end as you didn't. I don't think you picked up me spinning. Well, thank you for not picking it up.
Luckily for you.
Oh.
Yeah. So obviously, Tristan, Boeing, change your name. Next season, obviously season 33. You know, where do you expect to be? Obviously, places to be done, I think, in a few weeks' time. Where do you expect to be in terms of league
Uh,
expectations?
I didn't hear that last phrase, but all I heard was what tier? What's the last
Yeah.
thing you said? Oh, tier. Okay.
Tier and expectations.
Next season, you might see I've chosen to race no assists, so I'm expecting to drop down a few tiers, maybe F11, F12, or
Good luck.
F.
Stormstone.
Um, if I'd say this season was very challenging, I think I got put in too high of a tier, honestly. So, next season I'll just trying to get myself suited to no assists really and better competition because this season I couldn't compete at all with anyone really. My best race was probably Australia, as you might know. The restart. And I'm planning to get better equipment for my races next season, so we'll see really.
Okay. Yeah.
And other than that, sort of one more thing from you. Your 3-word race roundup.
You had to do that to me, didn't you?
Oh, no, this is just a written rule when you're in an interview with me. This happens.
Oh, Carter. Oh, God. Fun, challenging, and dramatic have to be my 3 words for today.
Fun, challenging, and dramatic. I think that's a pretty good 3-word race roundup. Other than that, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to you for everything you do and help coordinate and sort absolutely everything in F9.
Oh.
An amazing
Yeah.
job. And we're very grateful to have had you.
Well, I have to thank you two for the excellent commentating this season. Honestly, I've enjoyed you two for every single round, even when like you two maybe just one person commentating a race.
Hmm.
Yeah, big thank you to both of you, really.
I'll try and scare you a bit more next season if you're in the same league.
Oh, with that, we shall. We'll possibly see you in a couple of minutes' time, or not, unless you just want to head off. You're more than welcome to.
Mm.
But other than that, thank you very much, and see you around.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So next up, we are going to have Mr. Luca. How was your race? How did you go? See whether he's here. His microphone's muted. I think. Yeah, right. We'll go with somebody else then. Let's go with Czar Tom. How are you doing? Hello.
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 There you are. Hello.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you guys?
Yeah, doing well.
Tired.
Been a long season.
It has. So yeah, how's the season gone for you then?
Well, it's been a complete disaster, if I'm honest. I was moving up from F10 as I can't quite fucking third or second or whatever. But I thought, I might be able to get some solid points every race and end up sort of, in the top 10 end of the season. I don't even think I've finished in the top 20 in the end. I seem every race something seems to go wrong for me. But this race and the last race as well, though, that one didn't quite work out because I did a stupid spin. But this race was definitely one of my strongest ones. Again, I had a setback on lap one with someone spinning right in front of me, but then I managed to carve my way back through using the mediums. Got up to sixth, I think, and then was in a nice little pocket in front of that big train. And then again, the safety car screwed me up a little bit, but I managed to try and defend my life to stay inside the points, and then up seventh, I think, which isn't too bad, I guess, considering the circumstances.
Yeah, it was a very good race, and some really great battles from both you and your teammate, who spent quite a lot of that race together, didn't you?
Yeah, we did.
So, other than this race as a whole, it's the final race of the season. Looking to next year, what are you feeling? What tier do you think you're gonna
Stolen
be
my
entering?
question.
I've stolen your question. Yeah,
You stole my question.
You can have my famous one.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I think I'd like to give F9 another go. I didn't really I don't feel like I represented myself very well this season, and I think F10 is I know what I can do in that league or in that division, and I want to give F9 another go, see if I can be more consistent, and hopefully with a bit more luck, I can be getting solid points, top fives, and even sneak a podium here and there. I just got to try and work on my quali pace a little bit, which was better today. And then, just try my best to stay out of incidents, which unfortunately hasn't really happened this season. But yeah, F9 another go would definitely be my preference.
Tyler, do you want to take it?
Yeah, okay. I'm going to do it differently. Obviously, you can't do the three-word race roundup. I'm going to do two questions for you. So you're going to have a three-word, that's such a tongue twister, three-word race roundup, and also the three-word season roundup. Give it your best shot.
Okay. The race roundup, I'd go. Put me on the spot here. The first three words that come to mind are not too bad, is what I say for this race. And the season, I'd say, next one, please. Yeah, it's
let's
it's
just
not been a
put this
memorable
one
one.
aside and
Yeah,
move on.
yeah, definitely.
Look ahead to next season.
Yeah,
Nevertheless, it has been an absolute pleasure having you out on track. Whilst okay, it might not have gone quite how you wanted it to, you've still shown that you're a very good driver and very capable. Made some excellent moves over the year, and I just want to say thank you very much for joining us week after week.
no worries. It's been a pleasure to listen to you guys back on stream as well. You guys do a great job. So keep it up.
Thank you. See you later.
See ya.
Right, let's give Archer a try. Next up is Archer. You alright? You here?
Hello.
Hello. First of all, congratulations. How are you feeling?
Good. Very good.
I'm certainly surprised. Tell me, how did the race go?
A very good qualifying, best qualifying performance in the league so far. Then just followed to the Alpha Tauris. Then one spun at the long right-hander. Overtook him, just stayed calm. But I was under fueling my car, so I was lifting and coasting. But then with the pit stops, I somehow jumped the Alpha Tauri in the pits. Don't know how. Then just stayed in the lead, and they battled at the back a bit, and then created the gap. Then there was a safety car that helped me out with the fuel, of course. And the medium runners could get closer as well, and they could attack more and get more. But some of the Alpha Towers, they battled a lot with the Red Bull, and that helped me a bit survive the remaining laps. And then in the end, the Red Bulls got a penalty. And then I just thought, this is over. It's going to be an easy win from now on.
Well, sort of during the race, obviously you didn't lead quite all the time. However, after obviously that safety car came out, and once everybody had settled and made their pit stops, and you found yourself out in the lead of the race, you really, really began to pull away from everybody. Did being in that open air and not having that pressure of somebody in front of you really allow you to get your actual optimal speed out of you? Because we saw a massive pace increase.
Yeah, Kota is one of my good tracks, so that helped as well. With with of course what you said, clean air, no cars really behind me, in front of me. That allowed me just to stay calm and just open a gap, or just not get penalties or warnings or anything. Just no mistakes, stay consistent.
Well, other than that, shall we do your 3-word race roundup and your 3-word season roundup? And then, Mr. Tyler, you can have your question just after.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'll take good. Interesting. That's it.
And your season roundup?
Yeah. Good, decent.
Fair enough.
And hello, sorry, can I just do my question before you see this again? Hello, Archer. It's back here. Don't know why I'm saying that. I've got a question for you. So next season, season 33, on last season on the F1 23 games, many people ecstaticness and happiness. What's your expectations for next season? What league do you think you'll be in?
Of course, I hope I will stay in F9, but maybe I will get dropped to F10, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But we will see.
Okay.
Well, other than that, I just want to say a nice congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
And we hope to see you around. Enjoy wherever you go. Who knows? We might be joining you next year as well. But other than that, congratulations on the win. well done for an amazing season. You did absolutely amazing. It was a pleasure to have you
Thank you.
week in, week out, and we'll see you around.
You too, man.
See you later.
Yeah.
Bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Right, shall we give Luca another try?
Oh, go on, man.
Let's give
Yeah,
him a
please go.
try. So we're joined with Luca once again. Perhaps he might be here this time. Luca, hello.
He is.
He is. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. And you?
Tell us, how did your race go?
Shit.
Not optimal. Let's say that. What went wrong? What caused the retirement?
The rage that I have spun.
So just general, didn't go quite to plan. So after qualifying, obviously that wasn't absolutely great. During the race, it really didn't go off to the best of starts, did it?
Yeah. I had a contact in lap 5 or I think, and then I spun into the wall and it found ring damage.
And then sort of after that, it was quite a lot by yourself. However, then we did have the safety car, didn't we? Where it got a little bit interesting, but it didn't quite play out into your hands, did it?
Yeah, I spun 2 times in the same corner, and yeah, after age.
So putting aside that race, which obviously hasn't been all that optimal for you, looking into next season, where do you think you're going to go? Are you going to stay in this league? Are you hoping to sort of go up or go down?
I think the same time changes, and yeah, I think the place is the same, and I'm also Mr. Fastest Lap with like 4 fastest lap because every time last place or something, and yeah.
So yeah, I mean, clearly getting fastest lap, the pace is there. It just wasn't your race today, was it?
Yeah, like the last 7 races, it wasn't my race.
Well, it's a shame to end on a low note. However, are you looking forward to getting yourself a little break, little refresher, get yourself back going again, ready for season 33?
Yeah, for sure.
And Mr. Tyler, do you have anything else to add?
Just thought, I just want to know what. As you said, next season you want to stay in the same league and all like that. So, just, a common occurrence in this interview. 3-word race roundup for me, please, if you can. Come on, talk to me.
What? I didn't understand.
So,
You want to explain it, Carter?
yeah, so it's really simple concept. Just 3 words to describe your race and the race as a whole.
Mm, 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 Better next time. I don't know.
That's all right. That is perfectly fine. Other than that, just want to say, well done. It's okay. Not the last race you particularly wanted, but it's been a pleasure having you out on track. There's been some great battles that we've thoroughly enjoyed watching, and we look forward to seeing you around.
Yeah, thank you. At least I have a podium.
Hey, see you later.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, What would you like to do now? Do you want to just round out?
We might as well. It's
Might
half. It's
as
quarter to
well.
10.
Well,
I just want to say apologies for the language from Luca there.
yes.
Understandably, emotions are high.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think Luca was at his desk when I went and gave the warning, so I can do nothing but apologise for that. And advertisers, please still advertise us. I beg. We need the money. Other than that, the season. What a season it's been. Mr. Tyler. Hello. Right. Mr. Tyler's just disappeared.
Oh, I'm back. Sorry, I'm back.
Hello.
Sorry, my PC froze again. So hopefully quality's good enough.
Yeah, you're audible.
Good. Just want to say, I don't know what your question was, Carter. But I just want to say it's been a good season. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed commentating with you, Carter. I'm going to miss you for 2 weeks.
It's going to be
back
very
together.
sad.
I know.
Heartbreaking. No, you basically answered my question. It's like telepathic, honestly.
See, we're just that good.
Yeah, I just said basically just what a season.
Yeah.
There's been some absolutely great racing. I've got to say, what highlight of the year, highlight of the season. I think we might have the same one.
No, we have to have two different ones. So I'm gonna obviously you let me go first. So I'm gonna go with the Monaco side by side show. Don't ever let me go first, Carter, because I'll just say that.
That's outrageous. You just nick mine. Well, you know what? If we're gonna play it like that, I'm gonna say that sort of nearly lap and a half battle that we just had was a fantastic way to round out the end of the season, and I've got to say that is one of the highlights of the season. Even if it's right at the end, I've got to say that is still one of the highlights.
Yeah,
that was really, really good racing. Other than that, it has been really, really competitive, hasn't it? Although personally, I think Yossi shouldn't be in a PSF 9. I definitely think he should be higher. And I'd like to see him sort of go on, remove his assists, and go into PSF 8 or PSF 7. And I think he could definitely compete up there.
Yeah, he could. We definitely could. He's good enough. We've seen it now. Saw it last season with him. I did as well. But yeah, we will see how he gets on next season. I honestly hope whatever happens with him, he deserves the championship this season. Best driver by far. But yeah, Carter, we're done now for 2 weeks, eh?
What are we gonna do? We've got all this time.
I'm gonna miss you, man.
Oh, I'm gonna miss you too. It's gonna be very, very sad.
Yeah, it will be.
On that terrible disappointment.
Okay, why don't Top McGowan exit?
How did you notice?
I know. It's almost like I'm cultured.
Yeah. I think it's probably time that we round out, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I've been the Carteristics. He's been Jack Tyler. Thank you all very much for joining us. It has been an absolute pleasure to be with you week in, week out. And I do hope that you've managed to put up with us too. And good night.
Bye.